Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session of live counter review using technical analysis. So for today's session, the flow will be the same as per usual. First, I'll go through the economic calendar. And then afterwards, I'll talk about some of the indices and commodities. Then afterwards, followed by some of the sectors like the Magnificent 7, US banks, semicons, as well as EVs. Then last but not least, also go through the questions you all have in the Q&A. Yeah, so first up, economic calendar tonight is a holiday, so there will be no trading tonight. Uh, Tomorrow wise, there's durable goods orders at 8:30 p.m. Then there's also consumer confidence at 10 p.m. Okay, then moving on to Wednesday, some FOMC members speaking in Wednesday morning. Okay, then afterwards, also at night, Thursday, there's a FOMC meeting minutes, so that's at Thursday 2 a.m. The usual the jobless claims at 8:30 p.m. Then afterwards, GDP at that 8:30 p.m. Jobless claims 8:30. Yeah. Then going on to Friday, core inventories at 12 a.m. Afterwards, some Fed members speaking on the way. Then another thing to watch out for will be the Friday 8:30 p.m. PCE data. Yeah, so and lastly also be the Michigan inflation consumer expectations at 10 p.m. So basically the highlights I think will probably be the FOMC meeting minutes. So that's Thursday 2 a.m. and also PCE data. That's at Friday 8:30. So that's the things to watch out for. Okay, then next one, talking about indices. First up is I'll talk about is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin still very strong, just trading, continuing, just nothing has changed, just trending upwards within this uptrend channel itself, also making a new all-time high last week. So since Tuesday managed to break out this resistance around 106,000. So I think for now, likely to continue this very steady trend. There was a bit of dip from Friday towards the 10 MA, but it found support at 107K. So I think we could see a rebound again to maybe retest this 112,000 or even higher towards like 115,000 next. Yeah, so still in a strong uptrend now for Bitcoin. Okay, next one, looking at Dow Jones. Dow Jones, we are seeing a bit of a pullback since the index retested this 42.8K level. There was a bit of pullback from Tuesday onwards. And then on Friday, it closed out a gap over here. So 41.4K. So I think it's holding as a bit of a support right now. And I think we could see some slight bounce, but I expect resistance to come in 42.2K around there. So that's where the 5 and 10 AMAs are. Because over from this very from the end of April over here when the index was trending upwards, price action remained above this 2 moving averages. Then recently there was a bit of a breakdown over here. So I think there was a bit of bounce over here. You might see some short-term resistance. Yeah, then afterwards, maybe some sideways consolidation thereafter. Yeah, below 41.4K, the next strong support level probably around 40.8K for Dow Jones. Next one I'll talk about is Nasdaq. So Nasdaq also rallied until a significant level, which is this around the 19K level. Previously, before the breakdown happened at end of February, this was a sideways support. So support over previously strong support, now it turned to resistance. And also looking in terms of the channels, this was previously an uptrend channel. So it did a retest and doing a bit of a pullback over here at this resistance area. And also, yeah, also similar to Dow Jones, price action also below the 5 and 10 moving averages for now. So I think we might see some pullback. The next support levels for now probably be around this gap fill area. So that's 18K and also this level around 18.3. So I think that's the next support zone for now. Then resistance likely to come in the sideways, which was the sideways support level last week, around 18.9K around there. Yeah, so I think over here you might see some resistance from 18.9K. Okay, then next one is S&P. So S&P is similar as with the two previous indices as well. Uh, yeah, price action seeing a big weakness around 5970, which was this retest of this uptrend channel over here, the breakdown, and then also this was previously a range support breakdown level. Yeah, so we're doing a bit of pullback from Tuesday onwards, and also currently below the 5 and 10 AMs, which could act as a bit of resistance. Okay, given that price consolidated sideways recently, so now 5,880 onwards might be some resistance. In terms of near-term supports, I think if it does a gap fill over here, that would be a temporary support closer to 5,700. Yeah, so that's for the indices. Next up talking about gold, I think gold still pretty resilient. Last week managed to after some sideways below this 3240 level, managed to go back up, also breaking above this 5-day MA over here, so rebounded back up. I think generally quite sideways, but I think for now some resistance might hold at this trend line, so which is around 3,360. Yeah, so if this is the level, this is to watch. If it manages to break above it, then I think we might see some upside again to test this 3,430 level over here, which was uh this is a bit of a horizontal resistance level. Yeah, so for gold, I think generally sideways over here, but I think if you can hold like let's say a higher low range around like 3,290 over here, then there might be a chance of a breakout. If it does break above 3,360 again. So that's for gold. Next one is oil. Oil, nothing much for now. Just very sideways. So, just trading between like $60 to about 63.50 about there. So I think we're likely to see this continue sideways. For now, with resistance about $62 upwards and support around $60. Below $60, the next support level probably around 58 ED. Okay, the next one we're talking about VIX. I think VIX, probably something interesting I saw was that when went back down to this upward trend line support again. So previously whenever it comes back down to this upward support line, we tend to see some bounces happen. So I think this is probably an area where it's probably better to be a bit cautious. Also, during the pullback, I think price was remaining under the 5 and 10-day moving averages. Then currently there was a bit of a breakthrough on Wednesday. So if it continues to hold above this the short-term moving averages, like let's say above 19 to 20, then I think there could be chance for VIX to go up in the short term. So for now, yeah, some resistance for now would be this 25.5. The next one is around 28.3. Then higher than that is around 35, like if we do reach that. Yeah, so that's for VIX right now. The last but not least, I'll talk about copper. Yeah, copper just managed to break above this downwards resistance line last week. Also broke over horizontal resistance at 4.75. So I think going back to the resistance area over here, like 4.88 to 4.98 area. So yeah. So that's it for the indices and commodities. I'll move on to the first sector, which is the Magnificent Seven. So first up is I'll talk about the index itself, which is the MAX, this Roundhill MAX 7 ETF. I think generally last week was pretty sideways. Still holding still holding resistance from this trend line over here, which is around like $52.40. So just holding sideways, a bit of following the looks like it's following the index, currently below the 5 and 10 day moving average. So over here, I think above like 52 for now, we might see some resistance. For the support wise, I think if it does come down to let's say 49.5 over here, then there might be some temporary support over it. So I think we might still see some range bound consolidation for the timing for the Magnificent 7. Yeah, going to individual counters, I think is first up Meta. I think Meta just still a bit sideways for now. So I think last week was just this tight trading range over here. Still holding this previous resistance and support around 620 about there. Yeah, so just some sideways price action going on. I think probably over here there's likely to if it does fill the gap, there's also likely to be support. Previously this was a consolidation over here before the gap up. So if it does fill the gap, let's say around close to 605, then probably some support as well. So I think this is a area of support. In terms of resistance wise, probably now above 640 towards the recent swing around 660. Yeah, there's probably some resistance over there right now. So I think we'll probably still quite range bound for now. Yeah, since there's some near-term supports. So resistance probably from the recent highs. Yeah. And next one going to Apple. Yeah, so Apple, I think still range bound despite what's going on recently with the news on Friday. And yeah, just still sticking around this range from like 193 to 230. So back at this support area again, I think might still hold for a bit of a bounce unless there's a unless it does a gap down below it. Yeah, so for now, I think this might still be some support over here, like the previous two instances, we see a bit of a bounce. But for now, expect some resistance from like above 200, I guess. Yeah, which was like the swing low before the gap down on Friday. Yeah, so Apple's looking weaker than the rest, but I think we might still see the range hold up for now. Yeah. Okay, next one is Amazon. So Amazon, I think, yeah, last week also just quite sideways. Yeah, as it continues to pull back since the gap up on 12 May over here, then I think quite similar to Meta, there's some some levels of support quite nearby, which is like this gap over here. This is like 195 of that. Previously, it broke out from this 193 resistance area over here. So I think this is an area of support. Then for now, some resistance probably around 204 and above. So I think should be quite sideways in the short term as well for Amazon. The next up is Netflix. Netflix still remaining pretty resilient. Yeah, just continue to retest this trendline resistance, but holding sideways and still very strong since the breakout above this consolidation over here above 1,158. Just very tight range consolidation, also holding above some of the short-term moving areas. So I think overall, Netflix still looks like one of the stronger names within the Mag 7 sector itself. So just moving sideways. As long as you can continue hold above this breakout above like 1160, I think there's a chance that it could break above this trend line to continue the uptrend above 1,200. Yeah, so we're still looking very resilient now. Then I'll talk about two more counters, which are Alphabet as well as Microsoft. Okay, so this one, Alphabet. Yeah, so Alphabet, I think is trying to do a bit of a breakout. Yeah, so this was like the key resistance, like 165. Then last week we managed to hold above it. Then there was a it moved upwards on Wednesday, Thursday. I think there was some investor event. Then after that, it doing a bit of a retracement. So I think if it does the back test over here, I think it's likely to find support at 165 if it does test again. So because this is a 10-day MA, then this is also a recent breakout. So probably a test. Then if you can hold over here, we might see some further upside hit. Yeah. Currently, there's some resistance from the level around like 174, 175 around that. Then next one up is around 182. So I think for now it looks like a breakout above 165. Then let's see whether it can hold a retest over here. Then for some further upsides. Another one that's looking strong still is Microsoft. So Microsoft, since the the earnings gap up over here continue to just daily trend upwards, breaking above this trend line resistance, still holding above it. Last week was pretty sideways, uh, with just resistance around 460 and support. I think support for now probably around 447. Yeah, so likely just a bit of a continued rate consolidation, I guess, in the short term. Like previously, this swing high resistance at 445. Yeah, 445 over here probably turn into a bit of support. So I think we'll just consolidate sideways for the time being for Microsoft. So in general, I think looking in terms of the Magnificent 7 counters, mostly quite sideways, still holding resilient. I think we could expect mostly to consolidate sideways for now first. Okay, then next I'll talk about is the financials. So I'll start off first with the SPDR financial fund XLF. Last week, last week there was some weakness coming in. So since it was, I think there was a bit of a weakness since previously it was trending upwards quite strongly above the 5-day moving average and also breaking above resistance of here 50.5, 50.6. But on Wednesday there was a minus 2%, then it just broke below the MAs, doing a bit of retracement. So I think for now we might see some near-term weakness coming. There's a bit of a shift in terms of momentum. So I think for now, if this continues, we might see some further pullback, maybe towards a support level around 48.7, which was this breakout level previously. And then for now, short resistance will probably be somewhere above 50.7. So I think we could see some weakness in the short term if it continues to fall below the short-term moving averages, as well as this 50.6, this horizontal level. So next one, I'll jump into the four banks. First up is JP Morgan. Yeah, so for JP Morgan, following the index, a bit of a retracement recently, but I think we could still see some support nearby, around like 253, this previous swing high level, and this was also a consolidation over here before it came up. So it looks like it could be doing a bit of a gap fill over here to find some support from prior resistance, then for a bounce. So I think this level will still likely hold. Then some short-term resistance for now, probably around like 263 upwards. So probably a bit of we could see like some pullback to retest these previous resistance, but I think that will be supported and we could see a bounce again, just consolidation sideways afterwards. Okay, next one, Bank of America, also some pullback last week, but could be doing like a bit of a gap fill over here. This 42 level should be some support. Yeah, 42 over here could be some support over here. And resistance wise should be for now probably like $44 could be some resistance. So we could see some sideways consolidation as well. Next one, Wells Fargo. Yeah, also price action wise. Yeah, on Wednesday there was a break below this 74.7, this resistance level that maintained a sideways above. So near-term momentum, there's a bit of weakness, but I think for now some support will still come in again. Like this 71 point, like this $71.80 level over here. Before that, this was like a range consolidation sideways. So this was it provides some support over here for a bit of bounce. So we could see some bounce, but resistance coming again like 74.50 onwards. So maybe quite similarly, could be some sideways again. Then last but not least, Citigroup. Yeah, Citigroup, I think a bit of resistance from this previous support level, 76.50, doing a bit of pullback. Feel the gap over here that could see some support. yeah, they could see some support over here around like the $71 level. So we might see some range bound reaction for a time being with resistance like 74, 70 onwards. Yeah, so I think in general for the banks, I think should be quite sideways in the near term. Even though they pulled back recently, there should be some support that might hold it for bonds. The next I'll talk about is the semicons. So semicon first I'll start with the Philadelphia Semicon Index, SOX. So last week I think it was just pretty sideways as well, but dropping below the short-term moving averages. So I think if it does see a pullback, we could see try to fill a gap over here. The gap like closer to 4,515. Then I think this could be an area of support over here in the short term. Then I think some resistance probably above 4,850 in the near term. Yeah, so maybe some sideways consolidation in the short term as well. Then I'll move on to the individual counters. First up, Nvidia. So Nvidia, I think we still seeing a lot of strength, just quite sideways last week. Some resistance at 135, 136 right now. So I think for now, it looks like just a sideways consolidation taking place. So like similar to this part previously before there was a rally, looks like quite it might be doing a bit of a consolidation. So near term support wise, a strong support is around 122, 123. If it does touch there, yeah, for now, then some resistance is above like 133 onwards to 137. So I think overall might be a bit of a sideways consolidation right now first. Yeah, then for AMD also for now finding some resistance above 115 days previous swing high resistance, then pull back underneath it. I think we might see some pullback towards some support levels, probably might be 103, 104 over here, if it does fill this gap over here. Yeah, so we might see some pullback towards these levels, then for a bit of a support to come in at these levels. Okay. Then some short-term resistance will probably be 113 onwards, 113, 114 for the time being. Okay, next one, TSM, I think overall it's still very tight range consolidation. Looks like still very tight range consolidation. Yeah, just finding resistance around 196 for the time being and just sideways. So I think for now, likely to just continue a bit of a short-term consolidation with support probably around 187, 188 over here for the time being. Looks like a sideways range bound. As long as still continue to hold, like let's say above this swing high of 182, as well as this gap 180 can support, then I think it should be still continue on this short term upwards wave for now. Then above this 196, the next key resistance probably around somewhere close to 205 or whatever. The next one is ASML. So yeah, just I think yeah, since it uh keep close to this horizontal resistance of 775, doing a bit of pullback since then. But I think some support will come in near term if it does come closer to this gap fill level 100, 710, there might be some support. Be some support over there. Then the short term wise resistance might be 740 to 750 about there. Yeah, then for Marvel, I think overall still okay. It looks like the breakout of this 61 dollars looks like it's still trying to find some support over here. We're still holding around. I think as long as this swing low of last week is still holding, I think it should be there could be still for a chance for a bounce from previous resistance to support. Yeah, then has been forming a bit of higher lows, higher highs along the way over here this stretch. Yeah, I think so. We're still looking okay as long as the support holds. I'll talk about three more, which are Micron, Qualcomm, and yeah, Intel. So Micron also quite sideways for now. It's getting some resistance around like 97, then just holding sideways. Yeah, so I think near-term wise, some support could be like somewhere closer to 89. Uh, yeah, 89. It could be some support over here, 89 to 92. There's some resistance in the short term, probably 96 onwards. So should be quite range bound, like just sideways overall, maybe just like what we've seen recently. Yeah. Broadcom also something similar, lah, just sideways consolidation right now. Some resistance coming at 235, this previous horizontal resistance. Above that, it would be likely 247 there. Yeah, so I think for now, support probably coming close to the recent lows, like 216, 222. So we should be continuing on a bit of a sideways consolidation right now first. Then last but not least, Intel, I think it's like it still can't hold above this 2140 level. So afterwards, just coming back down again. So we could revert back something close to the recent support levels, like closer to 19, like 1880 to 1950 around here to continue range bound. So that's it for semicons. I think mostly generally quite range bound. And last but not least, the last sector, before I go to start the Q&A, some of the EV counters, Tesla, I think, still holding quite well. So since the breakout of like 292 moving upwards, it's just been holding like in a flag over here sideways. So resistance for now, somewhere above like 345 onwards to 360. I think for now, support probably could be 320. So I expect should be still a bit of a sideways consolidation going on for now. Something similar to this part over here. Yeah. Then if you can break resistance, then it could be continuation of the upwards wave. Yeah, Xpeng, I think after the results there was a gap up above this recent 21. Then but the next day for it's not looking very good. Just opening below and go and went lower. So I think in near term there could be some pressure to probably pull back in the short term to retest some of the lower levels. So we could be seeing a pullback towards somewhere closer to like this 1830 to about $19 area again. Yeah, since you try to do a failed, they looks like there's a failed breakout over here after the earning. The next one, Rivian, one of strong counters recently. We tested this swing high 1660. I do expect a bit of a pullback in the short term. To retrace somewhere to retest somewhere closer to like previous reasons of 1440 to about 1520 about there as a current support area. Yeah, the next for new, I think yeah, just quite sideways as well for now. Nothing much. Support probably 3.7. Yeah, for now. And resistance probably somewhere like 3.9 above. So still quite sideways. Okay, thanks. I'll move to the question you have. So first up, hi, be by your counters, Celsius, C Limited, and CVS Health. Yeah, so I think for Celsius, it looks like, yeah, probably sideways. So since uh the short-term channel over here breakdown, then tested the support over here at 33 again, then rebounded, then finally here resistance at 39, then currently pulling back. So overall, I think probably 33 to 39 sideways consolidation right now first. Yeah. So that's probably for now. Yeah. If you can sustain a higher low, like around this 35 over here, like which is this, there's a horizontal level over here. Like this we have a support then to resistance. If this can hold a support and test out again, then there could be a better chance of a breakout again. But for now, a safer support probably still at least 33 again. That will be like the third swing low. Third time is testing swing low again. So overall, I think still range bound for now. Nothing too much. For C limited, I think chart is still very strong. After the earnings, just gap above this resistance of 147 and then consolidating the bull flag for now. So just between 158 to 165. So I think there could be a chance for a continuation of the uptrend for now. If it breaks again 165 onwards. Then the next resistance level probably something closer to 174. Yeah, so I think for C limited still looks quite bullish. Next one, CVS Health. CVS, I think it's still a sideways consolidation. Testing the support actually multiple times this like 59, 90 level. So recently test again a bit of a lower high over here. Lower high 64, which was previously this support level. So I think we probably some weakness starting to come in overall because tested the support multiple times and possible lower high over here. So I think for now, back at this support, but there could be some reasons for the short-term movement where just like 62 to 64 this area. Yeah. Then I think if it does uh, test this support level again, then uh, there could be a chance of a breakdown in the future to possibly fill a gap over here. Yeah, so that's for CVS. I'll move on to the next questions. Salesforce, Novo Nordisk, Moderna, and Adobe. So first up, Salesforce. Okay, Salesforce, I think tested this 286, tried to hold above it, but last week there was some the momentum came off breaking below this 10 MA level. We should then also this horizontal breakout level where it's trying to hold above. Then afterwards we see some momentum coming down a bit. So I think in the short term wise we could see another retest of this 267 level again. Yeah, that could act as a short-term support. Backtest this breakout level, then we could see it's a bounce. Then resistance one in the short term probably 280 above to 286. Yeah, so let's see. I think there's also earnings coming out Wednesday. So I think yeah, let's see how it goes after the. Okay, for Novo Nordisk, I think for in the short term wise for now looks like it's just nothing much is happening, just sideways consolidation between like 65 to $70. So I think that will still remain for now. Above 70, the next key resistance somewhere, I think somewhere closer to 74.50. Previously, this swing low over here. Okay, so for Moderna, I think still very much sideways, generally between just is close to 2370 and resistance is around like 2870 onwards. Yeah, and there could be this trendline resistance acting on it as well. So for now, still sideways consolidation. If it does try to break above this level like 30, then there could be some higher high lah, towards like 33. But I think that should be quite difficult as well. So because it's in a very prolonged downtrend overall. So in the short term wise, I think probably still quite range bound. Yeah, for now. Okay, then next one, Adobe. Adobe for now, still holding pretty well for now. Yeah, it's holding like around the 10 MA Friday, just trending upwards above the resistance 403. So I think over here the key is to see whether this 400, 403 level must hold up. This previous resistance level, and so there was a gap over here. So this is an important level to hold for continued rebound towards 422, and then the next resistance of 432. Yeah, so probably sideways for now. If it fails this level, then we might see price going back down again for Adobe. Next one is CyberArk on and Surf. For CyberArk, I think there could be a chance for price to go higher. Because I think previously when looking in terms of the chart, previously it looks like a false breakdown below 308 over here. So there was like one day when he price subsequently recovered. Then afterwards, we see some continued bullish actions over here where price continue higher lows, and over here price breaking out this resistance at $365. So I think probably right now should be trying to test out the higher resistance levels, like close to, I think for now some resistance might be around close to 300, around $400 about that. Yeah, so I expect price to move upwards to these levels, and probably it might retest this 420 swing high again from the kind of price action. For on semicon, I think for now, looking a bit better. So maybe this is a downtrend, price breaking above this downtrend resistance line, and just but still finding a bit of resistance for this $46 horizontal resistance and pullback resistance. So over here, this was like a consolidation area previously. So I expect some support to come in this $39 to $40 area over here. Then I think price will just sideways between this $40 to $46 for the time being. So if you can hold this consolidation area, which was a resistance, if you can hold this level over here, then that will be quite positive. Yeah. But now probably sideways. Yes. There might be like this, see whether this trend line over here can support the price as well when it tests this test this previous resistance. The next one is Surf Robotics. So Surf Robotics, I think looks like the current momentum still looking quite okay. So breaking up since the breakout of these few levels, like over here $7 to $8, price has been trending upwards, still along the short-term moving averages. And then Thursday there was break above this 1070 level. So I think as long as this still holding a support there, I think we could see some continued upside to test the next resistance probably will be here 1270 to about around $13 things. Yeah, then the next one probably around 1550 about there. Yeah, so I think for serve robotics, as long as can continue hold above the short-term moving averages and sustain this breakout of like 1070, then there's a chance to go higher. Okay, next one, Coinbase and macro strategy. Okay, Coinbase, I think is still positive. So since the news is going to the S&P, gap up over here and price just consolidating sideways, still above some of the short-term moving averages. A bit of a resistance, like for now, like around close to 270. But I think still positive now. If you can continue to hold up your higher lows, like preferably around 256 onwards. Also a long time MA, then there could be another continuation uptrend. So because over here previously this was like a range, quite a long range consolidation support and turn into a bit of resistance. So I think for now they're still holding at some resistance. You can try to hold this the short-term moving areas and try to break out again, then I think there could be a chance to continue the this up wave until like to try and test 300 again, which is this horizontal resistance next. MST, I think for now, looks like a possible change in terms of the momentum. So previously it was trending very nicely over here, then it did a sideways, but then it broke on Friday itself. It was gapped down and it broke below this 392 support somewhere. So I think for now there's a bit of weakness now, coupled with the increased volume these past three sessions as well. So I think we could see some pullback. Um, so maybe we test closer somewhere to 340, 350 over here. So over here this was like a previous resistance and swing high resistance. Yeah, that could act as a bit of that could act as a support for the price to bounce from if it does test this level. Yeah. And short-term resistance probably like this $390, which is a breakdown level. Yeah. Okay, the next one is on United Health and Lum Research. Okay, so United Health, I think it's a bit stronger than I had expected. So since the dip over here, then it did a rebound to fill this gap, 310, then there's a bit of a pullback again. Overall volume is decreasing. So I think if there's another bullish sign again to try to uh yeah, so I think for now it might be trying to form a higher low over here right now. Let's see. If we can try to overcome these short-term moving averages again, like 310 for now, then I think we could see upwards move towards like 340 around there as a resistance. Yeah, so for now it's like a bounce, then a retracement still ongoing from this bounce over here. So we see whether it can form support. Then if it can, then try to break above the resistance over here, like close to 308, 310, then there could be some further bounce ahead. Yeah. Next one, Lum Research. Yeah, Lum Research looks like a consolidation right now. So price, I think, pulling back from $86 currently, but I expect price some support to come in at this 79 level, this previous resistance. Yeah, then it could do a sideways consolidation over here for the time being. Okay, next one is on Meituan. For Meituan, I think range is doing a range right now, but I think the still downwards momentum since the breakdown of this 158. Price has been trending down low. For now, setting around 135 to 145 around there. So we I think earnings is out, so we could test this 125 again. So we will see whether it can hold. Then could be still range bound, but I think more towards downside bias now. It breaks below that because we see like lower highs forming along the way. This stretch. Yeah, it breaks below 125. The next key support for Meituan probably ISO level 111 and 116. Yeah. Okay, hi Alan, your counters Palo Alto, Fortinet, and United Health. Okay. How about Palo Alto and Fortinet? Well, I think after results there was a gap down over here, but price just maintaining sideways lah over here afterwards. So I think shorter wise there's likely still some resistance from the breakdown of this like $189, $190 level over here. Yeah, there could be a bit of a short-term resistance over here. Then I think probably sideways consolidation. If price comes down again, then below this 178, the next support also 174 around there. This consolidation breakout level. So I think we might just see like a consolidation within this area for the timing first. Yeah, the next one, Fortinet. Looks like nothing much for now. Just looks like sideways. Probably within like 100 to 105 right now first, I think. Then below 100, the next support level somewhere closer to 93 to 95. Then above 104 is like 109. So still quite range more, I guess. Then there's a question of media. Okay, for media, I think it's quite interesting actually. Because media has a very long range bound over here since October last year. And then price has been finding resistance at this $80 level like multiple times, like over here once, twice, three times, four times. Recently, there's could be a breakout over here. So if you can sustain, if you can hold above this level, then I think we could see some upside following such prolonged consolidation. Yeah, so I think if you can hold above $81, then there could be some upside. The next key resistance probably around $90. Yeah, so I think this is something quite interesting to look at. And 390, I think China Railway. China Railway, I think looks like consolidation within a range between like 335 to about 350. Yeah, so I think that's still continuing on. If you can try to break above 350, this recent at 350, the next key recent somewhere closer to like this opening price of a gap down, close to 366. Then next one, fill the gap around 377. Okay, hi David, your counters Alibaba and GameStop. Yeah, Alibaba, I think still probably some weakness since the after the earnings gap down below this short-term uptrend channel. Looking at the price action, finding resistance below the 5-day MA, this blue line. So yeah, bounce, then resistance at 123, then after that coming off some support. Also today also break below this 117. So I think could see some further weakness in the short term, I guess, to come back to this level, this resistance, then the consolidation support over here. So and there was also a gap. So maybe probably I think it could dip slightly lower towards like 111 to 114 this area again to find some support. Yeah. GameStop, I think GameStop is quite interesting as well. So GameStop overall range bound, then I think yeah, last time I think I also said the key resistance is 29, then I think there was a spike, a breakout of that Thursday, Friday. So probably I think not it probably will go up to test this double top previously around 34.40. I think then there might be some pullback onwards. Yeah, so I think that's for GameStop. Above 34.40, the next key level $40, then 47. If it does go crazy. But I think for now, after 2 days of spike, if it does go another day, over here there might be some resistance at this 34.40 for the time being. The next question is on the TLT, TMO, and Pepsi. TLT is still looking pretty weak. So it tested it is $83-$80 level again recently. But in short term wise, it's still trending along like this downwards resistance line. And also current resistance might be like somewhere 85.50. This support level bounced a few times, there's a breakdown. So I think it could be still quite weak in the short term. And this also track the 20 plus years treasuries, this government yields. And then the yield recently we know it's going back up again. So 20-year yield is like 5.03 right now. So resistance 5.06. But forming like higher lows risk. Yeah. So I think if we do see the yield go this like above this 5.07 again, then the TLT might be under more pressure. Yeah. So that's what TLT. The next one is Thermo Fisher Inc. Thermo Fisher, I think it still looks quite weak for now. So overall, it's a downtrend. Then since breakdown of this 400, 416 support level, price has been forming just continue lower lows. And recently retest this 390 level again. There could be some bounce backs, probably not much, I guess. Resistance could come in like above, like around 400. Then I think more likely to extend the downwards trend if it does break below 390 again. Let's see the next support following that would be somewhere like 370. 370. Okay, the next one is Pepsi. Pepsi I think still continue on the weakness as well for now. Just a bit of a range bound, but overall still previous support and resistance like over here, 132 breakdown already become resistance. Then testing 128 again. We might see some bounce, but I think probably not much at all. 131, one might be some resistance again. But then if it breaks below 128, then we're more likely to see the downtrend continue. Yeah. Let's see, below 128, let me try to find the next support. I think somewhere closer to 125, 126 around there. The next question is on Enphase, Palantir, and Donald's. Yeah, Enphase is, I think it's another one. Just a very long-term downtrend. Then, yeah, on recently Thursday, there was a big gap down, so minus 19%. So I think for now, probably still facing some resistance. For now, short-term resistance might be like somewhere above like this $40, 50. Then the recent breakdown was like $43. Yeah. So I think probably will continue the downtrend. Yeah. The next support level probably around $34, I guess. Okay, then next one, Palantir. Palantir, I think it tried to break out 125, but looks like there's not much momentum coming to it. Then price also below 5 and 10 MA is now holding around along the 20 lah. So this is very important, I guess. Like 121 this level. If it breaks below that, then I think there could be a chance for some pullback downside towards like 115. Yeah, next. Because it looks like it couldn't sustain this 125 breakout. Not much momentum, just yeah. Okay, then McDonald's, I think, yeah, it looks like nothing much happening, right? Just still a lot of resistance, around 320, close to 320, above that 326. There's also a swing high previously, then support has been holding it 30, around 308, 309 recently for about more than 1 month. So I think it's still range bound for now. Next one is Teladoc and DRIV. Teladoc, I think just quite range bound. Yeah. Overall, just trading between like 660, 760. Another test of, I think probably might be another test of the support again, come down over here. Yeah. So probably still range bound. But if it breaks below this 660, then I think the downtrend will more likely continue. The next one, DRIV, the global X autonomous EV ETF. So for this, so there was a rebound towards this previous range support area, like 22 around there, currently doing a bit of a pullback. For now, I think we might see some support. If it currently at the gap fill up, which is like 2160, but might see some weakness. Yeah, since it consolidated like 2230 recently, then there was a breakdown below that. So that would be 2230 around there might be the short-term resistance, yeah, for it. So might see some consolidation sideways for now. Okay, then some of the crypto-related characters, Mara, BTBT, Hive, Riot, and BTCM. Okay, so first up, Mara, I think sideways, another test of the 1470 level over here on Friday, support resistance. So hopefully can turn into a bit of support then continue this range up. But I think at most probably still range bound for now. between like 1470 to 1670. BTBT looking better than Mara. So just sideways, but it's holding around the resistance. So I expect some consolidation around here soon as well. Because previously this was like 250 to 270 area. This was like a range resistance area. So we might still see some consolidation going on around there. Okay, next one is Hive. Yeah, Hive also okay. At least it's still holding 180 this breakout level since the back test still upwards and holding there. Then resistance like this to above 210 and 226 for now. So just I think just move sideways still. And Riot also sideways need to hold this net area, no? 840, 850, uh, this swing high resistance and current range support over here for it to try to move upwards again. But I think for now, probably range bound for now, yeah. And bit mining, as a resistance recently, like this 218 level. Uh, 218 level. Overall, just very, this range over here, big range between 160 to 220. I think if want to try to see a breakout, need try to form a higher low support like 180 over here. Then there could be a chance. But for now, I think still much range, still pretty range lah. Nothing much. So these crypto counters probably still very sideways. Next one, Carrier Global and GE Healthcare. Yeah, Carrier Global, I think doing a bit of a pullback recently. Below the also below the short-term moving averages. Yeah, over here you might see some rebound. This area like 71, this was like a gap fill and previous range consolidation, but a bounce probably sees a lower high. I think 73 over here, the support might turn to resistance for now. So there is some consolidation but a lower high. Then some of the next supports below probably 69, 60, then 67, 80, right? The next one is GE Healthcare. GE Healthcare, I think, still facing resistance along this trend line over here. Yeah, so still pulling back. I think should still find support from this 67 horizontal level. Yeah, then just maybe sideways for now. Okay, then there's a question on some Hong Kong counters, CATL first one. Yeah, for CATL, I think for now looks like some short-term profit taking. Because after 2 days of up, then price coming back, price is retracing, then some there's lower highs every day as well. So I think we might still see this or momentum going down again. Sorry, then if we retest like somewhere closer to the first day lows again, close to 290 about there, then there could be some support coming in again. Yeah, so I think we might see some pullback for now. Yum China, next one. 9987. Yum China still over range bound, but testing the support few times over here. So something to watch out. I think possibly a bit of a lower highs along the way as well. So might still bounce over here, but I think if it since it tested multiple times, if there's a break below this support, like these three, it's like 330 support level, then we might see it go to some lower levels, like closer to maybe 311. You have Xiaomi 1810. It was Xiaomi, I think for now it looks like just sideways, but still trending quite well. Uh, yeah, since this support breakdown level previously like around 49, holding now since the break above it, holding as support again, then just sideways I think for now for 50 some resistance around there. So just I think trading sideways might see price come back down to retest this 49 level again, then bounce to just sideways between 49 to 53. I think there's also earnings coming on. Yeah, so that's how it goes after that. Next one, Mixue 2097. I think Mixue is overall very strong counter. So previously, this was resistance like for around 450, then recently a retest and rebounded again. Then testing the holding at around the resistance now 533. So I think over here still resistance probably. Then in terms of near-term supports, I think I would guess it's somewhere like around 486 lah. There's some horizontal level, and if it does pull back to 10 and 20 MA, then this it might be some place that it might find some support. Yeah, but over here still some resistance, so I expect some pullback. And here might be some support. Yeah. Sorry, but overall it's still quite a strong counter since the start. The IPO has been trending quite strongly. Next one, Tencent. Yeah, Tencent I think is probably in this uptrend channel over here. So I think the key support for now is needs to hold. It's a bit of a break below the 5 and 10 MAs Friday, but it needs to hold. It's like I think probably somewhere like 505 over here. So to sustain the uptrend channel, if there's a breakdown, then might be something like Alibaba, where you break down the uptrend channel, then afterwards there's facing some weakness. So this must hold for this uptrend to continue in the short term. Next one, Agricultural Bank of China. And this one tested resistance 510, then it's doing some sideways consolidation. So I think for now might be sideways. As long as still holding above this 490, this resistance, if this can still hold as support, then I think still okay. Yeah, probably sideways consolidation right now. Yeah. Okay, then yeah, next question is on ServiceNow, Intel Block, Synopsys, Oracle. So first one, I'll talk about ServiceNow. Like service, I think it's still trending quite nicely over here, just breaking some a few resistance recently. A bit of a pullback. I think it's could be doing a retest of this breakout at $990. So I think I expect here to still hold as support. Then you might just do a bit of a range bound between like 990 to 1040 for now. Uh, next one is block. In terms of block, I think still looks quite range bound. So it's just mainly between like this 46, like 47 to like 60 lah. So this is probably still resistance, but interesting is that looks like a higher is doing a consolidation at a higher low over here. So if you can sustain over here and break out, then I think there's a chance to go up. To test on the higher resistance level like 60. This 63 like and 66. Yeah, you can hold this higher low. Synopsis. Yeah, so sideways recently a bit of a slight pullback. We could see it maybe try to fill this, try to backtest this resistance breakout and fill a gap closer to like 487 about there, which is also a horizontal level. I think over here might be some support. It does fill it. And resistance probably like 507 onwards for now. So maybe some sideways consolidation. Okay, next one, Oracle. Oracle, I think also like pulling back. But I think I expect some support to come in like close to this 152 because this was like a key horizontal level previously. This was like a support. Then break down to the resistance, come down. Now it's back up. Break above it. Like if the pullback reaches here to fill the gap as well as this key horizontal level, I think it's a support. So quite similar to many counters, I think doing a bit of a pullback. Here should be support then for bounce. Then some short-term resistance is probably 159 onwards for now. Yeah. It's about 9:15. I'll take one more question. Sorry that there's still a lot of questions that I can't answer. I'll take one last one. Trip.com. I think this one is still generally range bound. So the key resistance still holding it around 518. Then I think after the earnings pulling back over here, I think we might see a bit of possibly some further pullback again. The strong horizontal level probably somewhere closer to 465, which is like this swing low previously, and then this was a bit of resistance, then price consolidation over here. Then since the breakout of this level, it went up faster. And so it might be coming back down to back test this level again. So yeah, so I think might be still in the phase of pullback to test this breakout level to which could act as a support. So I think overall should be still holding in the range bound for now, nothing much. Okay, I think I'll end the session over here today. So let me just stop sharing my screen. Yeah, but let me just uh share the survey form as well as the link to join the groups if you are new here. Yeah. Okay, I leave. Okay. Yeah. So I've dropped the survey form in the webinar chat, so you can feel free to fill in your feedback about today's session, how you can improve your experience in the future. Also, if you're new, welcome. Feel free to join the Poem 3 community on Expert Analysis if you haven't. So you can download using the link over there to install the app. And also you can just ask any TA questions regarding any TA questions on the TA community group. Okay, then also I'll drop the Telegram link at Poems TA. That's the Poems Telegram Poems Technical Analysis Telegram group link. Yeah, so you can feel free to join if you're new here. So yeah, I just want to say thanks for all your questions. So there's still a lot of questions. I think it's like over 10 plus questions. Sorry, I'm unable to answer all of them. But I appreciate all of you attending today's webinar and asking questions, and then just looking through all the counters together. Yeah, so that's it for today. The reminder, there's no trading tonight, so I think everyone can have an early rest and prepare for the other 4 trading days lah. And there's still some events happening like the FOMC meeting minutes, PC, and there's also Nvidia results. Yeah, so just some of the key events for this week. So yeah, thanks for everyone for joining today's session. I hope you all have a good week ahead and rest well and take care. Bye bye. I see you in the next webinar.